morning, welcome back to the farm. No vegetable farming today. We got everything done yesterday that we needed to get done, and I'm just going to be out hauling beans for my brother Joel today. So we are on our final 2 days of soybean harvest. We have 900 acres of soybeans, and after a long day today and tomorrow, we should be wrapping everything up, and the plan is to start back on corn this Saturday, 2 days from now. And as long as the rain holds off like it has been, we're going to be done with our 1,300 acres next week sometime. So yeah, can't complain about the weather. It's been absolutely gorgeous. I see Joel has another truck up here on the hill ready to go. This is my brother's field. It's 100 acres. It's divided in half, 50 acres of soybeans and 50 acres of corn right over there on the other side of the beans. Joel's beans are looking really nice. Unfortunately, they're not yielding as good as they look. I believe these are 3-7 beans, and they have been hurt by the drought just a little bit. What should be 50 to 60, 50 to 70 bushel beans are more around 40 to 45. So our early beans, our 3-1 beans and 2-9 beans, actually did fairly well. I'm guessing around a 50 bushel an acre average. But these later beans that were planted a little bit later and affected more by the drought, which lasted for about 6 or 7 weeks during a critical time of the soybean development, they're more around 35 to 50. So not quite as good, but we kind of expected this. As soon as I get back from unloading this load, I'll hop in the combine with Joel and we'll take a little spin around the field. Wow, the dust is rolling today. Let's hop in and take a little ride. Okay, we won't be taking a ride right now. We got a little issue with the cutter bar again. Look how hot that is. It discolored. The guard, or the cutter knife, got above the guard. It's supposed to be inside that slot. So we gotta remove this one, and we're gonna see if we can put it back in. Something's going on here. We'll get it figured out.
One of those little little green ones. I got some up top, a whole box of them.
Maybe
something
hit something
metal. I mean, for it to do that kind of damage.
You gotta let that one go, you think
it doesn't seem, it's not bent. And it's weird change. Take this thing off.
Oh, you can't just rotate it over. It won't go over far enough to the space.
Yeah, it might. I guess I can try it.
Yeah.
We can take it off real quick. Great. Oh,
that one's
loose
too? I would rotate it. I don't know where you do.
Oh yeah, sure. Just pull that whole big belt thing. Either push it or pull it. That's good. Yeah, I bet that one just got loose. I guess try going the other way. Maybe I'll just replace this one while I'm here.
You think you can get it?
Yeah, go the other direction. Yeah, keep going. Keep going. That's it. It's maxed out. It's not going to go any further. Yeah, I'll just go. I think it's all right. I think it just got loose. That's why, because this one was loose and that one was loose. I bet it. Yeah, because this one's loose. That one's tight though.
All right, we got the new guard on. I'm just going to tighten this piece down. Push down the blade a little bit. Man. So the blade's almost touching the bottom of the guard there, but there's a lot of space there. It just seems like there's a little rise in it right here for some reason. All right, we got it all back together. We're gonna fire it up and make sure everything looks good. I think we're good to go. What's this field doing? How's it looking?
It's about 35 to maybe 40
Wow.
bushel an acre. It's
Really feeling the effects of the drought in here, aren't you? They look so good. I mean, at first glance when you're walking by them, they look like they're 60 bushel beans.
They could have been if we would have had the, they had the potential.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
all the plant was there, the pods just didn't fill out, and a lot of beans just went to turn into BBs.
Yeah, BBs.
Yeah,
you said?
yeah, BBs or just didn't, or just aborted.
Here, I'll turn this around. You can look at this. They look pretty thick. Some of our taller beans are these 3.7s.
Yeah. I was talking to Daniel Boffin last night. He said he had some really good beans that were planted early. They did about 70.
Oh my!
And then the stuff he's into now, same planting as mine, about 35 to 42.
Yeah.
So just across the board.
Yeah, it sounds like this is what's happening everywhere, not just us. Early beans did really good. They weren't affected by the drought. The later beans that usually do better, potentially can give you a bigger yield, are doing poorly.
Corn's looking good though. His I did that quick test before the hurricane, and that was like 220 maybe.
Wow.
So at least we got that.
So there's Joel's corn right over there. I pointed it out earlier, about 50 acres over there. If you can get 220 bushel acre corn out of our hilly, rocky ground here in Ohio, that's pretty good.
It'll offset the loss in the beans and break even then.
So unload this and hook it up to the header truck.
Yeah.
We'll just leave it down there?
Or just bring it right up here.
Oh, okay.
And I'll put it on top.
Sounds good. All right, we got a plan. Joel's gonna finish up this field. He's only got 5 acres left. We'll dump it in that truck. And I'm gonna go unload this truck, bring it back, hook up to the header cart, pull it up here, and it'll be ready to move to the next field. Woo! My goodness! I made a little boo-boo on the last time through here. After unloading, I forgot to lower the bed. And I plowed through here, hit my mom and dad's walnut tree, and knocked a few branches off. Man, that's a big one. Jeez. I'm lucky I didn't catch any power lines. Fortunately, it's not high enough to, but I bet it was close. Set to disc our biodegradable plastic and on raised beds. So as you can see here, a majority of the plastic is gone off the top of the beds. This is what traditional plastic looks like. Conventional plastic. This is not biodegradable. We have to actually physically lift this up. I have a machine that will lift it up out of the ground, and then we'll gather it into a wagon to dispose of it. But all of the biodegradable plastic is right there. And over here is where we had our watermelon. That was cantaloupes, this was watermelon. And then zucchini and cucumbers and butternut squash all the way over to the woods. That's all biodegradable. So we're gonna get this all disked up. We already removed the drip tape. And I'm not gonna disc deep. All I wanna do is level these beds off. That way I can bring my chisel plow in here and get it plowed about 6 to 8 inches deep, if not 10 inches deep. That way it's ready for shaping beds next year. All right, let's give this a shot. Some of you might be thinking that there's a lot of plastic left out here, but it's very brittle. You see how that all just crumbled apart in my hands? There's no way we could pick this up. And once we disc over it once, maybe twice, that will speed up the process of it degrading completely. I do all my disking, field cultivating, and chisel plowing with our Magnum 215. Pulling a case disc. And I don't know the model or the size of this disc. I'm sure it's on here somewhere. I'm kind of curious. Huh. I guess it's a no-name disc. Oh yeah. The disc is leveling those beds right off. And it's the perfect moisture right now. It's nice and dry on top, and there's a little bit of moisture down deep. It almost looks like it might be a hair too wet to chisel plow right now. Down inside those beds, there's quite a bit of moisture from all that rain we had from Hurricane Helene. I could probably get by with just disking one time. I see right down there in the back, there must be a missing cleaner, disc cleaner, that cleans all the mud off. It's kind of full of dirt. Maybe I'll raise it up just a smidge, and I'll just go over these beds twice because I don't have that much to do. All right, let's go take a look at this and see how it's working up. Yeah, you see right here, there's still some mounds showing, so I definitely want to go over it again. But I can't continue until I move my header line, my irrigation header line, my oval tube. I call it flat tube, but it's the oval tube, 1.5-inch oval tube for irrigating. I'm just gonna pull it out of the way over here, and I gotta move that one too because I'm doing this half the field as well. So I'm just gonna give it a good pull. We'll get it all out of the way, and then we can continue. Pulling out the other side now. So I got a question for those of you who are vegetable farmers or know anything about irrigation. I need a better way to store this oval tube. So for about 10 or 15 years, I would roll it up on a wooden spool, like the electric line spools that you see at the electric companies, and store it that way. And I would forklift it up to my barn and put it inside my barn. And then for the last probably 5 or 6 years, I've just been pulling it down this grassy path right here. And never really had any issues until this year. We pulled it out this spring to hook it up after we laid plastic. And I kid you not, I must have had 20 mouse holes. They had ringed out the holes like the size of a quarter so they could get inside. And it was useless. I wasn't gonna patch that many holes in my flat tube or my oval tube. So I replaced all this, and the old stuff is still sitting over here. I got to dispose of it. I'm wondering if it's because I had my grass really tall. I just mowed this with the bush hog the other day, and maybe I'll come out here and mow it again with my finish mower, what we use in our yard. Maybe if I have all this grass really short, that'll deter all the mice. I think it's because it was tall last year. That's why there were so many mice getting into it. Well, let me know down in the comments what you guys do, or give me some suggestions on better ways to store this. It's a pain rolling it all up. it takes at least 2 of us, and you know, I don't like doing it. I'd rather just drag out here in the grass and leave it and then pull it right back into place next spring. Maybe there's something else that can be done that I'm not thinking of. All right, I got my 2 lines pulled out of the way. I just pulled them out here into this old sweet corn field for now, but I will have to move them out of here because I'm going to chisel plow a section through here for next year's raised beds for some of them. Whew, I'm a little winded from pulling all that out here. So I'll be talking about this again in a future video and more in depth, but I'm rotating a lot of my vegetables out of my main vegetable field. I've been putting everything over here for nearly 23 years straight with very little rotation. I try to rotate within this field. There's only so much you can rotate because 2/3 of it are cucurbits, vine crops, and I'm having some disease issues out here, insect issues, and I think the only way to get around it is to rotate. So I used to have vegetables over here and strawberries, but it's been quite a while. So I'm gonna put maybe 1/4 of them here and only 1/4 of them over here in my normal regular field. I'm either gonna put soybeans or sweet corn everywhere else out there. Behind my grape greenhouse over here, I'm gonna put 1/4 of them there. Over at our other farm, our old dairy farm where my brother had his garlic, I'm gonna put 1/4 of it there. So I'm gonna spread around our vegetable acreage, which is about 8 to 10 acres on plastic, into 4 different locations. And hopefully I can curb some of these disease and insect issues I've been having. All right, let's get back to discing. Can't see too well out the front. Got a dirty windshield and a sun glare. But out back looks pretty clear. Looks like it's disking up pretty nice. Tack on the final pass on this end of the field, and then we'll go over the second time, then move to the back half. Here's what it looks like after a second pass. Pretty nice. Almost looks like you could go out there and lay plastic right now. But if I wasn't putting any raised beds here next year, this would be perfect, leaving it as is for an early sweet corn crop, which is what I might do on the left side and the right side over by the woods. Maybe down the center I'll lay about 8 or 12 beds. Final pass back here in the back half of the vegetable field. And we are done. See the cauliflower and broccoli over there. Broccoli's done, but we still have a couple nice picks of cauliflower. And then our season will be over as far as harvesting vegetables. A lot of field cleanup and greenhouse cleanup. We have 5 greenhouses we're working on right now. Still got about 15 or 20 rows of plastic to pull up with the drip tape. And then chisel plowing. Still got corn harvest, chilling corn on about 300 and some acres. So we still got a lot going on around here, but things are definitely slowing down, and you know, you can be a little more flexible. At least I can. Joel's burning it at both ends right now, trying to get the beans and the corn off. But I'm gonna be very busy. All up in there, organizing and cleaning the barn and the greenhouses, box trucks, lots of vegetable equipment maintenance. But the hard part of the season is over, pretty much. As soon as I get this disc taken back to the other farm, it's dinner time. Wow, it's a bright sun tonight. Woo! And with that dirty windshield, I can barely see. Alrighty folks, this is where we're going to wrap this one up. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share if you enjoyed the content, and I'll see you all again real soon down on the farm.